Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited today. I have been creating stuff for the last 2 hours, and I'm going to show you some of the things I have created, which I'm quite proud of my accomplishments in the last 2 days. One of them, which was actually forced upon me, and I didn't really expect one of the accomplishments in the last 2 days to take place. But last week, one of the things I neglected to tell you about my trip to the city last week is I brought in some goods to be sewed. Sewing was necessary on two different bags that I carried during the course of the day, and I also bought a couple of pairs of shorts about a month ago, and I wanted to put Velcro on the pockets because that's the way I wanted to do it. And I brought the shorts. There was, as in past tense. And we're going to talk about the commerce and economics of the Philippines as well. One of the things, I brought the shorts up to my local tailor, and when I got there was no longer a local tailor. That store is out of business. So I took those home and put them in my backpack. And then I brought two pairs of shorts and the two bags. I put that in my backpack and brought that to the city. And when I got to the one shop that was doing my sewing, I probably won't ever use that man again because that was nothing but problems. The problem stemmed from the fact that before they do the job, they want to get paid. And I don't have a problem giving somebody 50 or 100 pesos. Let's say, I'm pretty sure I brought the clothes in on a Tuesday, and he asked me for 50 pesos. I gave him the 50 pesos. I said, when will they be done? He said, Thursday. So when I got there on Thursday, the shorts were not done, and then the man wasn't in the shop to do the shorts. So the following week, I came back on a Tuesday, and the man was there, but he couldn't do the shorts. And I said, well, sorry, I paid you to do these for last Thursday. So I'll get them done. Come back this afternoon. So I went back in the afternoon, and he hadn't gotten them done yet. He said, come back Thursday. So now I went to the shop the first time. I came back on a Thursday the second time. I'm there on a Tuesday for the third time. And I came back Tuesday afternoon for the fourth time. And he said they'll be done on Thursday. So I went there on Thursday in the afternoon, and he did them while I was there. So that's 5 trips to a store for 100 pesos. Oh, it was 50, but he decided to do more work, which is okay. And then he wanted 100 pesos. So I gave him 100 pesos. However, even that shop was closed. No wonder why they're closed. They don't do business like business is supposed to be conducted. When you give somebody a price for something and you give them a date and they have to come back 4 additional times, that's not doing business as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to be reading the comments, especially if I don't know who you are and you're not a member of my Patreon account. Pedro, I will say hello. Bobby, I will say hello, but I will not be reading or noticing your comments. I'm going to just do my live stream and concentrate on my friends, long-term friends, people I've sent out mails to, and Patreon members. But you're all welcome to post anything you like as far as your accomplishments. Now, if you have accomplishments this fella, Bobby Digital. If you have an accomplishment that you want to share with someone, that I will review. But just nonsensical babble on YouTube, I no longer will go into that. I don't have the time. But if you want to share one of your life's greatest accomplishments, I will read it, and we can ask people what they think about that and if anybody else has done it. But just blah, blah, blah comments are probably not going to get a lot of review time. Warren H. is in the house. Well, welcome. Warren H. Okay, so I have about 12 topics that I want to talk about today, including commerce in the Philippines. And I want everybody that comes to either the live stream or later on in the comments section to share your accomplishments. Now, I have a list of accomplishments that would be noteworthy, and I want to share those with you. And Warren, see, now there's a man with goals. Actually, that should be part of the notes that I had, and I had that in my mind to write that down. I may have even done that. I'm going to read some of what is accomplishments in my notes, and because I didn't ask what okay, I did. In fact, it was immediately before Warren's comment. It's in the title. What are your greatest accomplishments, and what are your new goals? So, in effect, I also agree with Warren that you have to have a goal. A man has got to have a goal in order for him to wake up in the morning and say, I'm a man, or a woman. And if you'll notice, the woman athlete in the thumbnail of the picture, I got to talk to her. She did not win the Iron Man / woman contest, but she was pretty cool, and I got to talk to a lot of those people. Now, I myself I could join the Iron Man contest. There's not a problem with joining it. I could probably even come in the top 20 of the swimmers if I decided to work out for that. Maybe better than that, because the swimming part is what I would be good at. But the running, not so much. I'm a little bit old to be running. And bicycling, I'm pretty good at that. So I probably could join the Ironman contest. I don't know that I want to train for that. I might. I might do that. It would be a goal. See, that's in the title. What are your goals? So if you don't have a goal in life, then there's no point in you waking up in the morning. If you have nothing to wake up to, if you have no intention on getting something accomplished during the course of a day, why do you live? Why don't you just move someplace and crawl into a hole? I'm serious about this too. Any accomplished person in this world would agree that if you don't have an objective when you wake up in the morning that you think about before you go to sleep at night, then when you wake up in the morning, it's just another blasé day in the life of a very, I don't know. I could use a 1,000 different words to describe someone without goals, but I don't even see why those people bother to wake up in the morning. That's my personal opinion, of course. So Scott Del Fuego. Now, there's an accomplishment to be YouTube's biggest wordsmith. He's on the boards. Let's see what Scott has to say. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, step right up and see it live. The amazing blue-collar philosopher. Watch as he postulates upon the topics of the day in ways you would never consider. Listen to brilliant dissection of world events and hang on tight as Mr. Fazio explains how we can all live a better and more functional life in the frightening and turbulent times that he, that being myself, predicted. Thank you. Warren says, well said. Good evening, Warren. Appreciate that. I'm doing all right. 36 hours into a fast. Yeah, baby. Attempting to stimulate autophagy. That is so cool. Now that's a goal. That's an accomplishment. 36 hours into a fast. Scott, let me tell you, been there, done it many times before. The first day when the stomach is growling, I'll give you people a blow by blow on what'll happen on a 10-day fast. And then I'm going to give you a piece of information that you've never heard on the internet before, but I'll give it to you anyway, because that's just the kind of guy I am. I'm like the government. I'm here to help. And speaking about the government, we have people in the government working on their goals and Warren's goals. So we're going to talk about that a little bit too. So the first day of a fast, you're pretty hungry. You know, don't make any mistake about it. Your stomach wants to eat it. Your stomach is typically not so big, about this big, maybe. It's not really that big. Even big people's stomachs are not that big. What happens is when your stomach is about that big and you're a very large person and you eat a lot of food, it will stretch. Your stomach will stretch to an amazing size. But that's not the normal size of your stomach. So it'll shrink back down overnight or in between meals. So the first day of your fast, you're going to be hungry and you're going to crave all things that you crave, whatever they might be. The second day, it's pretty hard the second day, because now psychologically eating is a habit. It's not a good habit, not a bad habit. It's just a habit. The second day, you're going to really want to eat really bad. Around where Scott is right now, he's thinking about food, but he can fend it off. In about 12 hours, 48 hours from the time you fast, you stop wanting food. You want it, but there's really no need for it at that point, because your body is starting to take energy from your stored goods inside your body. Oh, by the way, did I tell you we're going to do a whole show on face masks today too. I'm going to incorporate face masks, and if you have a face mask, let's say you're bald, right? Or you do a comb over. And now the Philippines is pretty much making it mandatory for people to wear these plastic face masks. If you're bald and you do a comb over, you get a 10-liter water bottle, distilled or not distilled. You cut the back of it out like that. Now, this is just one of my 12 face masks that I have for the show. And then we'll get back to the fasting. And if you have a comb over, or you're bald, or even if you have dental problems, I'm going to show you how to solve that with the new Fazio face mask. So let's say this is pretty much mandatory for all food vendors in the Philippines. Now they got to wear these plastic masks. We'll get into a whole plastic mask. So if you're bald and you do a comb over, I feel like I'm in the Get Smart Dome of Silence, because you can't hear a damn thing when these people put the face masks on. But anyway, if you're bald and you need a comb over, just get a mop. A mop, I say. Get a mop from the kitchen, or you could use an old towel or a dog blanket, and you take that mop, and you could either make places for your ears. If your head is really small, you got a small head, you could make a place for your ears where you could hear a little bit through your ears. or you could just drape it over your head like that, and then you don't have to do a comb over. Up, up, up. You don't have to do a comb over. And then now there's another thing that you could do too. If you do a comb over, and you know how that sometimes the rug, you could see the rug where the rug meets the head, the epidermal part. What you could do is you put the mop on your head, and then you put a fedora on top of that shit like that, and that's just one of 12 face masks that are going to be disclosed in today's live stream. So on the 48-hour mark, digressing back to digressing back to the 48-hour mark, you're not so hungry anymore. This is true. 72 hours, water, a little bit of lemon juice, maybe. That's all you need. Now, that's the third day. The fourth day, lemon juice, water, but you got to remember to drink water. And I drink distilled water, so that works for me. Anybody that tells you that distilled water is not good for you because it took the mint, that's baloney. And on the fifth day, you're not hungry. Water is okay. Sixth day, same thing. Now, during this time, if you do exercise, it's okay. Just limit it. Me personally, when I do a fast and I do my exercise, I pick the hottest time of the day. I hydrate really well, and then I go outside during the hottest time of the day, and I exert the most energy possible. That's what Now, I fasted for as long as 10 days. And on the 10th day, somewhere between like the 5th day, 6th day, 7th day, sometimes what you get is cabin fever. Being that your body is no longer being inundated with crap, your mind clears up, your pineal gland. And what happens is you become more aware of your surroundings. So anywhere from the 4th day on, you can expect that. You become super aware of everything. You start to feel different. You're a different person. Some people go into what is called cabin fever or enlightenment or the samadhi experience or the Christ consciousness. And that's all from not eating for a certain period of days. Now, the interesting thing about Scott Del Fuego's fast is he's up to 36 hours. I will tell you that you can fast for 21 days without food safely if you're a healthy man. If you're not a healthy man, I don't know what to say. There are fasts where there's a minimal amount of food. When I say fast, I'm talking about fasting. I'm not talking about a little bit of lettuce or a grape or two here or there. I'm just talking about water. Forget about nothing but water and maybe lemon juice. On the 10th day, that's a good size fast. But when you get up to 21 days, the spiritual experience will become more profound, even if it's not to the highest level. Now, the piece of information I promised you at the beginning of this fasting conversation is there are people who have not eaten any food at all for upwards of 20 years. I know, another crazy story from Michael Fazio, but that's the truth. So there are even people that have not eaten any food and have not drank or had even 1 ounce of fluids for 30 years. They somehow, through meditation and breathing exercises, and when I say breathing, I'm not talking about deep inhalations. These people can absorb, apparently they can absorb everything they need just by deep breathing and their breathing exercises. Now, They're limited to how much exercise they can get, but studies have been done in closed environments where people have not eaten nothing, not drank anything for 20 years. You can look that up, or Scott or somebody can look that up. It's a true story. So I don't expect Scott to do that. But I'm going to go back to the comments now. Rugs on... we're going to have fun today. To brilliant... Listen to the brilliant dissection of world events and hang on tight as Mr. Fazio how we can live a better and more functional life in the frightening and turbulent times of today, as he predicted. One of the things that I predicted, I'm going to just show you something, and then I'll only do this one time, if I can find it. I do have it up on my screen. You know what I found? The Lone Ranger, the original movies. They have all been produced by Illuminati and Masonic entities, and in each of the Lone Ranger movies from the 1950s, they will give you hand signs somewhere around the 50-minute mark. If I have it up on the screen, I don't know that I want to get involved with that. I got a lot of comments to cover, but one thing I want to show you is my video where I told you that, okay, it's not that way. Where is that? Yeah, here it is, right here. I told you when they took the dollar bill off the market. This is for my new viewers. I have been saying, and I wrote it in my book, when they removed the dollar bill from the currency market, the world ends. Now, I thought the world was America, but I was wrong. It's the whole world. Now, I did say the world, but I will tell you that I was not wrong about this. This video was produced in 2015, but I have 100 or so videos that were produced as far back as 2009 is when I first started making this series of videos. So what you're going to see at the 5-minute and 10-second mark is the comments that I made. It only gets more confusing. I got to get it. Jesus was good and Satan was... Jesus was good and Satan was bad. Jesus was good and Satan was bad. They lie about all that crap. But I got to get to my comments. And I have the camera facing away from some comments that I personally made, because this is a Patreon video only. Boy, I got to tell you, boy, they are screwing me up. It's at the 5-minute and 10-second mark. All right, let's just go to... All right, you're going to listen to this. I'm going to show it to you anyway. All right. Here we go. Wanted to take away the $1 bill. America is dead. America is dead. Obama the $1. All right, here we go. Listen to this. Take a Mr. Obama. Because he's the king of the world. And when they take a Mr. Obama, wanted to take away the $1 bill. America is dead. Wanted to take away the $1 bill. America is dead. Wanted to take away the $1 bill. America is dead. Wanted to take away the $1 bill. America is dead. Okay, so we'll take away the $1 bill. America is dead. Was I right? was I right? That's a big question, because I was right. And that video was produced April 21st, 2015. And it went underneath the heading of Manny's Skywatch. But I had to take a lot of that stuff down for reasons that I don't have to discuss in this live stream. So I'm going to get back to the comments. So Scott, if you start to experience a higher plane of consciousness, it's your body changing, transitioning from spending energy to digest food to giving your pineal gland more power. I want to build, Warren has a goal. I want 2 hotels this year and then a chain of hotels next year and make oodles of money. Iron Mike, that's a goal. See, getting back, we're going to stay with the comments now. And I want to see people's goals. And I gave you guys time to think about it and write about it. And when in between, if I run out of people's goals, I'll show you the rest of the masks. So Warren wants to build 2 hotels. Now, we would be well underway of building a hotel and fulfilling some of Warren Hunt's other goals. And we're going to talk about some of the things that Warren has as a goal. And then we're going to talk about what are not goals, what is not an accomplishment. So if you want to be a troll, what I call a sperm shot troll on YouTube, if you want to be that, and that's what you think is a good thing to be, well, that's your prerogative. But that is not a goal. What that is, it's a lack of ability. It's a lack of insight, a lack of creative genius, and a lack of humanity. And consequences for that do exist. So Warren says, Iron Mike Fazio has a good ring to it. I actually thought about joining the Iron Man contest. I don't know when it is. I mean, I could join it. I don't have to win it. I could walk the running part, because I don't think running 7 kilometers at my weight, I don't think that would be a good thing. But I could definitely walk that. That's not a problem. So, Scott, I have various goals. One being able to get to the island of Bohol and meet and celebrate friendship with Michael and Warren. I often think about, I picture us in different places, just sitting there, like that movie, and I'm serious. I picture us sitting, the movie, what was The Right Stuff? Remember at the end, where the astronauts were looking at each other and smiling, no words. That's what I picture. I'm serious. Anyone else have constant buffering? Okay, so let me tell you what's going on with Google and YouTube. Everything on Google, everything on YouTube, everything on Patreon, everything on Skype is screwed up for the last 3 days. Things that are in my URLs and tags that I have in my videos don't work. The links are gone. 404 errors. I don't know if they're going to come back. My Skype, this is just general reference. My Skype signed me out. Wouldn't let me back in. I put my password, my email address that I've always had for Skype, and I don't make a mistake with that. I had to put it in. Well, first of all, it wouldn't let me copy the password or the email. Then I had to put it in by hand. And then I put it in and it said I have the wrong email address. So I did it again. And I had the wrong email address. So I did it again. And I had the wrong email address. I'm going, no, I don't have the wrong email address. So what I did was, now I had closed down Skype twice during this process. What I did was I said, you know what, sign in under a different account. Well, it wouldn't let me do that either. So I said, okay, change the password. And I pushed change password, and it said, we sent you an email. And it did. It sent me an email to change the password. And when I got the email, I put the regular email and regular password in, and it opened up Skype on my computer. On my computer, it opened up Skype. But my tablet, it took 2 more days. And even with the password and the email address, even with that information, it wouldn't open up my Skype. And the same thing for YouTube. Email address and password for YouTube, it would not open it up. Then this morning, I turned on my tablet, and my Skype showed right up on the screen as soon as I pushed the button, without passwords, without email address, and the same thing for YouTube. So whatever they are doing, they are screwing with the entire internet everywhere. Philippines, probably the whole world. They are getting ready to take your freedom of speech away from you. That's what I think they're doing. Great homemade face mask, says Warren. Oh, that's nothing, Warren. That's nothing. This is just the one that I have that you could wear with a hat. Okay, this is hat friendly, either inside or if you want to if you wear your hat on the outside, you could wear it on the outside too. Okay, but I have one that's completely waterproof. So if I dumped a bucket of crocodile tears on my head, I wouldn't even get in. My hair wouldn't even get wet. I got a military grade face mask as well. So just want you to know they're coming up as soon as I run out of comments. The stream is getting about 6 to 8 words. I really hate Google. Hopefully it's better. Rogues are not a good look. Scott the Fuego, getting old. Like I said, if you're all welcome to leave comments, but I'm just not going to have time to read them all. I got a lot of comments, Bill. I wouldn't suggest a dry fast. I always did a water fast. I never those people that have gone 20, 34 years right now. There's a girl 34 years, no food or water. That's not you, Scott. Yeah, they're screwing me around. Now it seems to have settled in. Thank God. Pretty much nothing is freaking aggravating. Yeah, I was on Dennis Adams' live stream where he was talking about the blue screen. Couldn't watch it. Just kept buffering. I agree with you. Johnny Adriel has a comment. Rabbi Foz, the U.S. has printed more money in the last month than it has in the previous 200 years. I wouldn't doubt that at all. Thank you for that piece of information. Oh, one of my friends, a channel that I highly recommended for the last few months, gone. And the reason he was gone, he was posting 15-second clips of the riots in Portland, Oregon, and Seattle, which haven't stopped. Today's 67, by the way. Hey, Trump, you, Michael Fazio, when are you going to stop the riots, Mr. Trump? Michael Fazio, I'll probably get right on that right around election time. You going to need any help? If I need any help, Michael Fazio, what did you say? Mr. Fazio, if I need any help, Mr. Fazio, I will get Mr. Obama. how do you know Mr. Obama will help you? Because I got shit on him. What kind of stuff do you got on Mr. Obama? God, remember, but I want to say right now, I got stuff on Mr. Obama. I got Mrs. Clinton and Anthony Weiner and Mr. Obama and the email thing. We didn't forget about that. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up soon. I always bring that shit up before the election. Gotta remember, I'm part of the world order. You, Mr. Trump? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Me and Benjamin, we're buddies. Benjamin? Yeah, Benjamin, Mr. Net Yahoo, the Net Yahoo guy from over there, the postage stamp place. There's like a postage stamp on the map. That guy over there, he runs the postage stamp. And so you're telling me that a guy named Benjamin Netanyahu runs a postage stamp and he controls you like a puppet, like a Mr. Obama puppet. So will he help with the riots? No, only training the police. We have our ways training the police. You know that. That's what caused the riots. So my friend Benjamin, he was the one who trained the police to start the riots. Yay! Trump 2020. Yay! Right, Mr. Obama? Mr. Trump, you got a little bit of gook over there. Yeah, that's better. Thanks, Mr. Obama. So you've heard it here before, and now you hear it again. Mr. Trump, Mr. Obama. Remember, every day the politicians they use a mouthwash called, what you see is Listerine mouthwash, and what they see is a reminder how to live their day. Lysol. Lying politicians, otherwise known as political animals. Lying politicians. If you look up political animals, it will say a person with political ambitions. Mr. Trump is a political animal. Mr. Obama is a political animal. And if Michael Fazio runs for president in 2024, he will be a political animal once again. I lost the 2012 elections. So, stupid chat. Yeah, baby. I should make a note that about my super chat. Gotta tell you, Philippines loves you guys. Merry Christmas. I agree with you. Do you think they will crash the dollar? Okay, so Merry Christmas. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Welcome to the machine. Hello, Princess Anne. Hello, Peekaboo to you. Yes. I don't know that they're going to crash the dollar. I think they're going to make everybody comfortable again. This is a kind of, what they're doing is kind of like a cat and mouse thing, where they give the cat a little bit of catnip and then they take it away. Well, they made you wear a mask, then they said no mask, then they gave you the mask. They are training people. It's a psychological thing. They're training people to get them used to the worst case scenario, a little bit at a time. Kind of like, it's kind of like a drug, you know, where somebody gets addicted to a drug and they give them a little bit and they say, and they go off it, but then they give them a little bit more and then they like it. And then what Eugene used to call a starter package, they go up to playing a game of pool with 8 balls, to be more precise. And Eugene used to give these people shit when we were kids and started more people on shit than anybody I ever met in my life. But I think they're giving it to you, taking it away from you, giving it to you, and each time it gets progressively worse. Merry Christmas. I'm answering Merry Christmas's question because it's a valid question. It's in my show notes too, by the way, but not to this degree. And what they are doing is they are preparing people for the worst. And in the mails I sent out and on private videos only to be seen on Patreon, I made it clear as day that you should go out and buy food. And I would suggest a year's worth of food for people. If you live in America, I think that's next. I think that's next. That's what I think. So does it really matter whether or not the dollar collapses? But it does matter if they shut food down. And they have shut every business except food down in the Philippines. I talked earlier about my sewing. Yesterday I spent the entire day sewing this bag. Now, normally I would just go out and have the bag sewed, but the 3 shops that I bring the bags to or my sewing to, they're all closed. So, and one thing I didn't tell you about that guy who did my sewing and charged me more money than the original price was, inside the bag there's a liner. In order for him to sew the bag, he ripped out the liner. And when he gave me back the bag, he gave it to me all folded up in a nice little ball with a rubber band on it. And I never looked at it. I was so pissed off. I was just happy to get my bag back. Well, the liner was ripped out. So 4, Merry Christmas, 4 sewing shops are closed. There's no more sewing for the public. They would dress places where they did whatever. 4 of them are closed. 30% of all vegetable stores in the vegetable market are closed. Now, I've been talking about Dunkin' Donuts for 5 weeks now, going on 5, maybe longer weeks. There's an article, if you Google it, Dunkin' Donuts to close 804 Dunkin' Donuts in America. But as of Thursday, the 3 Dunkin' Donuts that I know of in the Philippines are closed. First of all, that's garbage. I haven't bought a Dunkin' Donuts in 20 years. I don't eat that shit. I used to eat that shit, but that's just garbage. I mean, if I went to a party and there was a Dunkin' Donut on the table, 90% of the time I would probably pass it up. It's just shit food. And but they're closed. Kentucky Fried Chicken has got to be the next major chain that's going to close. And Jollibee's right after that. McDonald's seems to be holding its own here in the Philippines when I go buy it on a jeepney, but they're gonna collapse little by little the commerce. I don't know about the dollar, but they're gonna limit food and water. So I would suggest you get that taken care of. And in America, it's not like here in the Philippines. Where I live, there's fishermen, and people go fishing every day and come back every day with fresh fish. So there is fish. I have a container. I was going to show people. Well, this is my military grade face mask that I haven't completed the process on. I have a military grade face mask, and now I was going. I do have a. I have a. To let you know that, well, I bought some kilos of rice, and I put it in a plastic container, because in the bag, if you leave it in the house in the bag, a rodent can chew through this container in like 10 seconds, if that long. But I also purchased hard box Tupperware containers, the best ones they had. And I have like a container of rice like this and some spaghetti sauce. So rodents and cockroach and other creepy crawlers can't get to it. So I think it's a good idea to start storing food. In America, if you live in a big city, there's not going to be, and they shut the food down, there's no place for you to get food. Here in the Philippines, there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of coconut trees. Just one coconut every 2 days would sustain you forever. Fish are plentiful for the fishermen, and not going to be so much of a problem in the provinces. In the city, it will be. So that's my suggestion to you. Now, I did have something else I wanted to show you, but while I'm thank you for the super chat. I have another version of the face mask, which is, it's my, what I call, you know how you have a day, you have day gear, day bag, and a night bag. This is just my day gear face mask. So this one is what it looks like in the city now. All food vendors have to wear a plastic mask like this that covers the face, kind of like the ones the dentists wear. The problem with these face masks is you not only have to, the food vendors not only have to wear a face mask, but they also have to wear a mask over their mouth like this. So now you got people, and the Filipino people, they don't talk loud to begin with. Now you got people with a face mask on, and the fucking mask, and the mask, and then between you and the person is a piece of visqueen. And then you have maybe a plastic face mask on. So now it's like being in the Get Smart dome of silence, okay? Nobody can hear anything that anybody says. Now, here's how ridiculous it is. The bank tellers are back 28 inches. Their counters are 30 inches. They have a mask on their face like this. And then they have a plastic shield on. Then after the plastic shield, there's a piece of heavy-duty visqueen. And then outside, where the people are, they're playing music, and there's 30 people chit-chatting at the counters serving the people. And then on top of that, they have fans blowing back and forth everywhere. Nobody can hear anything. All you hear all day long is, "I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Say that again." And if anybody that knows me knows, that's one of the things that upset me more than anything else, that I have to say, "Please say that again." Now, this face mask is not a good face mask. This is an okay face mask if you're just sitting there shooting spittle at the person across from you. But one thing that this face mask will not work against or not help you. I need some people that have goals to put their goals down in their account. Let me give you a brief introduction to what some face masks will do and what some face masks won't do. I got a backup for this one. Remember the other day where I dumped like 3 gallons of crocodile tears on my head? Well, luckily, I had my toupee. My toupee, which is really a mop, in case you didn't know. So you could have a face mask like this on. If you got let's say you got a receding hairline, or let's say you don't have any hair at all, and all the way across halfway back to in north, you don't have no hair at all, let's say. And let's say you do a comb over like this, right? If you do a comb over, well, then you don't really need a mop. But if, let's say, you decide that if it's a windy day, the comb over don't work at all, because everybody sees the hair blow back, and you can't have that shit. I mean, especially if you have big ego and shit like that. So if you have a comb over, what I suggest you do is you get just a dirty kitchen mop because it's a lot heavier. The new kitchen mops don't have any good mud stored inside the membrane, but these old kitchen mops, you could see that it's not. There's grease in there, and there's hair. There's dander, lots of dander from skin, and also I gotta tell you, there's bugs in here. I washed it, but you gotta understand the little bugs, the little like the mites and stuff like that. They live in the mop. So what you got to do is you can put this mop on your head. This is a day shield like this, but this day shield. Let me show you what it won't do. Okay, before I go any further, which is the reason I'm going to show you what it won't do, and the reason I have the mop on my head, because they work together. So I'm not going to put the mask on because that's the mask I'm going to wear, the mascara. Let me show you what the day mask won't do, but the full-time mask will do. Let me show you what's going on here. Okay, we got to get some too big. Okay, so the difference for the face masks, there's a big difference. What you want to do is you want to pick a proper mask to go out in public with. So first, the best thing to wear with the day shield is the mop. Now, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for everything. The mop, you put the mop on your head, even if you don't have a severe comb over job, you could still put the mop on with the day shield in case it rains. Yeah, baby, it's going to rain. So you got the day shield. Now, the day shield, got to get the chair out of here, too, because I don't want to get the chair wet. Hold on a second. I got things I got to do. It's not easy being me, So the day shield will work a little bit. And Merry Christmas. This dump is for you. So the day shield will fend off all the water, and it'll go down the sides. In the front, it goes right past you, but on the sides, if I didn't have the mop on, it would land on my shoulders. So this is one shield, one kind of shield. Now there's another shield. I call it the full-on shield. Hold on a minute. I gotta move my mop. I call it the full-on shield. Now, this is the full-on shield. This is a multiverse type of a shield that you can use. Okay. What you do is you need a 10-liter bottle, unless you have a really small head. Then you could use like a 2-liter bottle. So what you do is you cut the back of it out, right? You gotta it's not a science, but you gotta cut 2 or 3 of them before you're comfortable with this, right? So this is a multi-purpose shield, but not a full shield. So what this one allows you to do, it allows you to have a mop. It allows you to put it on there like that. And this one, you can have a hat on too. Okay. This shield, a hat or a fedora. It's up to you. Now this shield works a lot better, especially with the mop, in conjunction with the mop, where you pour the water on your head, right? First thing that happens is the hat sucks a lot of, the fedora sucks enough water to almost fend against any rainstorm. But after the fedora, the mop takes over, sucking up the moisture. Okay, so that's one more version of the face shields that I'm recommending. And these are just, you can get these at the store, any 10-liter bottle, unless there's unless you got a really small head, then you could use a 2-liter bottle. Now, or for your children. Now, there are children's options for that, but we're not going to get involved with that till I read some more comments. So there's also designer face masks, and I'm going to show you how to make those. What you're going to need, you're going to have to start out with a full container. You're going to have at least 2 or 3 trial face masks first. And then once you get your trial face mesh, you could do ear around the ear. You could do a lot of stuff with this. There's no limitations to this, because right now they're making everybody wear a minimum of, where did it go? They're making everybody in the stores that serves food, everybody, they're making them wear one of these. Joke. Now, and now I'm going to talk about the bug shields. Okay, these are also good if you're on a motorcycle. You put that on there like that, and it's a bug shield. Now, there's a problem that's going on in the Philippines right now with transportation. So, as stands, only one person, the driver, can be on a motorcycle plus one passenger, but not yet. What you have to buy is a bug shield. And what that shield looks like, I gotta tell you, it straps on to the driver. And it's about 30 inches wide. And it looks like a giant oval piece of plastic visqueen inside a PVC tube, like a giant oval like that. So it's about 30 inches high and about 36 inches high and about 30 inches wide. And it's shaped like this. And how it works is it goes on, I'm not kidding you, it goes on the driver's back. So it's the whole back of the driver like this. Okay? If you could picture that, let me give you a better idea. Look, I have an idea. Hold on a second. If you have one of these, it looks a little bit like this, but not like this exactly, but a little bit. If you have you could use a piece of wood, but the ones that I've seen are clear. So what they want you to do is they want you to have a shield that goes over your head, about 6 inches over your head, like that. And then to one side and to the other side, and all the way down to the seat. So it's like so what happens is that, and it's curved, a little bit curved. So the reason for the curvature is for less wind resistance. But I have seen them that are flat, and they flap back and forth. That makes the guy look like a butterfly on a motorcycle. Oh yeah, they're getting strict here. So that's coming. That's coming, baby. And so the face masks. Now, I'll go. I've showed you, I think, 4 so far. I got 7 or 8 more. And I got more water, too. Don't worry about it. For the right person, for the right price, I will give you a full-on demonstration. So, all right. Let me get a little water here. Talking about water, I need a little sip, Steve. All right, I hope I can get back here and see some goals, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some more comments. We have a little problem here. Little problem. Oh, my God. Merry Christmas is treating me big time. Big time. Merry Christmas. Thank you. You know what? Merry Christmas. First of all, please don't send me any more super chat. If I showed you my super chat page on for the analytics, it's full. No, really, it's not full. It can't really get full, but it's been maxed out on a couple of different days. It only goes up just so high. But thank you, everybody, by the way, for that. I will make a video about that for certain people and send it to you privately. Thank you. To answer your question, when food, Well, I know damn well it won't be before Trump, the election. Now, I think I told you how I feel about Trump. He's lying about a lot of stuff, and he's working with that. He's working with all of the elite, whatever you want to call them. It doesn't matter what you call them. He's working with all of the elite. These people have been in control since long before Jesus. Jesus. Hey, did you guys like my Jesus alter ego show the other day? You got to watch Jesus talk about liars if you want a good show. So, orange. Oh, that gets me excited because it reminds me of when I was a kid and I played football. And when we were kids, remember the orange footballs that we used to have so you wouldn't lose them in the weeds or the grass? I can't see who it's from. It looks like Warren Hunt. So to answer Merry Christmas's question, to digress, I don't think they're going to do a food shortage before the presidency. And I'll give you two reasons why I don't think that's going to happen in America. Forget about all bets are off in anywhere else in the world. Trump made it clear in 100 videos, he is getting the United States military to distribute the vaccinations. He made that clear. Trump ordered, now listen to this. This is for you people out there that aren't paying attention. You're not woke up yet, so to speak. Trump ordered 500 million doses of the first vaccination and 500 million more doses of vaccinations. And that they could be multiple different types of vaccinations. But 500 million doses have been ordered. Trump is going to do a mandatory military forced vaccination to the people of America. That's his goal. He said it. I have videos up on the screen that I will not put on the screen. I won't give you the links, and I will not tell you the titles of the videos. And the reason for that is anybody that is posting those videos, titles, and links, multiple people, which is why I never play anybody else's videos on my channel, especially from MSNBN, whatever, ABC, NBC, whatever they are. So Trump ordered that stuff. And Fauci is 100% behind Mr. Trump, even though Fauci knows. I have an article from 1972. Dr. Fauci knew that chloroquine, so they know that chloroquine is a solution that up till this point, many doctors believe supersedes anything they're going to put in a vaccination. But they don't want chloroquine because chloroquine, I'll read, I have the name, let me get the name of it. Here it is right here, first one I looked at. Okay, so chloroquine, there's an actual name for this product. I will not give you the name of the article, though. I can post links to articles and titles, but that's been allowed up till now. Oh, no, this is 5G technology. This one, 5G technology and induction. All right, this is the one you want to look up. It's dated July 7, 2020. 5G technology and induction of coronavirus in skin cells. And it goes on to say that 5G millimeter waves can be possibly absorbed by the dermatological cells acting like antennas. And it turns them into, by giving them an extra electron, it turns them into a coronavirus double. Let's just leave it at that. 5G technology and induction. If you look that up, you'll find what is going on. So Merry Christmas. We're still working on your comment. He will not do it before the election. He will do it if he wins after the election. That's the bad thing. But there is no upside, because anybody else, including the guy whose name I can't remember, the Obama's vice president, Biden, he is all for the vaccination, 100%. They're all for the virus vaccination. They are all 100% behind the vaccination. Don't make any mistake about this. And that's, to answer your question, Merry Christmas, that's when I believe they will limit food, bank accounts, your ability to travel, your ability to get a driver's license or renew your driver's license, and certainly your ability to get a passport. And that'll happen anytime after the election, and probably not until, I think the inauguration is January 20th of 2021. I would say on the 21st of January is when they're going to start pushing for mandatory vaccinations. I think that'll be Trump's first order. Okay, so now I'm going to read you the title of the product that many doctors, now this goes back 15 years ago. Okay, Mr. Fauci, Dr. Fauci. Yeah, I'm going to post this one on my Patreon page, and just I'll post the name of the thing and the link. I'm not going to be posting links and titles because they've already destroyed my view count. Well, anyway, Dr. Fauci himself. Now, if you want to Google us, Google Fauci, F-A-U-C-I, Fauci himself, the number 15. Fauci himself, 15 years ago, said hydrochloroquine was effective at treating coronavirus. That was written the article was posted on July 22nd of 2020. However, the original, oh my God, I got to show you this. Holy smackaroni. Look at this. Oh God. Scott made note that the bat was where the flu, the coronavirus came from. And this is just by chance because this has been on my page for 2 weeks now. Look at this number. Look at that number. That is the number 322. And of course, this is my dear friend Bono's Entertainment. It's on his channel. So Fauci said hydrochloroquine was effective 15 years ago. Look at that number. If that isn't a sign, and the universe does work in signs and wonders. So I would say they're not going to the dollar until after Trump becomes president. And do I like Trump? No. Do you have another choice? No. He's your only choice. Anything less than Trump, I mean, they're all doing it. They're all in on this. I've been telling you for like 10 years publicly and 20 years I've been telling people this is going to happen. I had conversations with members of my family 20 years ago. And some of them just fluffed it off. Well, okay, I'll be dead by then. And some of them just said, no, that's never going to happen. And now some of them are saying, yeah, you were right. Now, that doesn't help me or them at all. In fact, nothing is going to help me or them or you at all that I know of, save what is called, without saying it, I can't even say what would save you. You're going to have to take care of this shit on your own, because it's coming. It's going to happen. This plan has been in existence well over 100 years. It's been noted multiple times in PDF format, multiple times. It's been discussed by every private group or what they call secret, openly in their secret societies for 50 years. But now they're just posting it right on the front page of the paper. Mr. Bill Gates, he wants all 7 billion people of the world to be vaccinated with the genetically altering DNA chromosome in it that will, of course, eliminate the virus. That's his guarantee to you. But you should also understand that Pfizer, whatever company is, I'm not sure who's making the virus, but there's also a disclaimer on the back of the the pamphlet that comes with it, that you relinquish your rights to sue the pharmaceutical companies if you have adverse effects, including death. So Fauci knew about hydrochloroquine 15 years ago. He said in that video that will cure coronavirus. Coronavirus is not a new product. It's not something that came out during the Johns Hopkins University Event 201 pandemic exercise on October 17th, 18th, and 19th of 2019. It's not something new. They've known about coronavirus for 7,000 years. Why? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding you. Coronavirus is a strain of the common cold. Now, granted, it's been modified, but it didn't get modified naturally. So you should know that. So let me go back to the live stream, and hopefully we get to Warren's super chat, and hopefully Warren doesn't want me to dump water on his head. Not on his head, on my head, to the tongue. Oh my God. Warren and I are in constant for legitimate goal orientation that we have in the works, for legitimate goals that both Warren and I have in the works, and certain government officials globally are now working with Warren towards one of his goals. Warren says that's why we're in touch with each other on a daily basis. We are now in stage 4 of 5 lockdown, and stores have been told to be closed by midnight tomorrow or face huge fines. Merry Christmas to me. Salamat. Wait, I'm going to have to do, I might have to bang a pot. Merry Christmas for you. Let me read Warren's. Thank you, Merry Christmas. I'm going to get the pot. I'm going to get the pot. The pot's right. Where is the pot's right there, the money pot. Stores have to be closed by midnight or face huge fines. So, well, I guess they can open in the morning, though, right, Warren? All right, Warren has a Peekaboo 2 now. Peekaboo 2. If Peekaboo 2 had an opinion, welcome, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for the water pick. Peekaboo 2 bought me the most expensive water pick on the market. And to let you know how the water pick product has turned to garbage over the last 50 years, I remember my mom had a water pick for 25 years, and it lasted 25 years. Peekaboo 2 bought me the most expensive water pick on the market, and I don't think it lasted 6 months, and the pump broke. But thank you for the water pick, Peekaboo 2. Peekaboo 2 is talking to Warren. I think Michael needs to sell these fabulous masks on a website. Got my eye on that military grade one. Oh, wait till you see when I'm done with that. I got tinfoil around here somewhere. I'll make a tinfoil hat on top of that bad boy. Merry Christmas 201. Warren says, I think it will be done this year worldwide. Okay, so I would agree with Warren. This year, worldwide, not in America till after the election. I don't think Trump could stand what is known as a 1776 event and still get elected. I don't think, that's why I don't think the elections, that's why I think the elections will curb the shutdown of the monetary system and the turning off of food until after the election. This way, Trump will legally, by the way, Trump hasn't done a damn thing for America. Anybody that thinks he has is mistaken. Trump was the person that said don't wear masks. And then this is that touch and go shit, the carrot in front of the horse. This is how they get you. Trump said don't wear a mask, and then things got really bad. Now you got to wear a mask. And now that things got really bad because I made a mistake. My name is Mr. Trump. I'm only subhuman. I mean human. Now that things got really bad, don't worry, Mr. Trump. We'll have the military give you the vaccination. This plan has been well thought out by greater minds than myself, for sure. Here's a high roller super chat. Warren, you and Nomad Patriot, you blew the fucking roof off the analytics page. It doesn't go up that high. It goes up, and then there's a plateau at a certain level, but at the angle it goes double whatever the plateau is. I can't even see how much money I made that day, but I know it's the big bazookas. Thank you. So Warren, Scott Del Fuego, Merry Christmas. True something. I forgot your name. I apologize. Hunt and Nomad Patriot and Jack Thompson, they made so much super chat on my page that when I go to my analytics, it goes up. It goes from 160 to, it goes from 81 pesos the one day, to over, it goes up like this, like up and then across like that. In fact, that reminds me of a number, big number by the Masons. I could never figure out why, and I'm not kidding about this. I'm going to show you the hand signs in the Lone Ranger that the Illuminati has been controlling the movie industry since 1950s. I mean, there are literally, Tonto literally gives you the devil sign, and the Lone Ranger gives you the sign of silence in another video. In every Lone Ranger movie I watched, and I'm only watching them for the hand signs, in every movie there's a Masonic hand sign. In every movie at an impromptu time for any kind of a sign like that. I have them up on my screen. So Warren is probably correct that it will be done this year worldwide, but I don't think it'll be done in America till after Trump gets elected again. Although it's possible that Trump will postpone the elections, and then does it matter about the elections? I don't know. The only reason why I say he might postpone it till the elections is because he might be changing his vice president, and he might want somebody different than his vice president that is currently his vice president. I'm not real smart when it comes to politics. If you gave me $100 right now, I couldn't tell you the vice president's name because I don't. It doesn't matter what his name is. Not Vice President Biden. That was Mr. Obama. Yeah, I'm having trouble with that. Yep, not afraid to admit it. When I don't like somebody, I don't remember their name, unless, of course, there is. I have a goal. Then, in that case, put on the fucking fedora. And back to the comments. I know somebody's going to tell me that vice president's name. I could have Googled it and said, and ran the name. I have mind farts. I call them mind farts. My mother, talking about mind farts, Warren, I have a video up called Farting with Mom. That's Warren's favorite video. So I had a brain fart. Okay, so make our great again. Big statement here now. Big statement. Big piece of information. Hospitals are empty during a so-called pandemic. And I would say, let me write it down. Hold on. I'll write it down. I don't normally go out of my way to this hospital, but I will go hospital. Video. All right. I'm gonna go to the 2 hospitals, at least 1, possibly 2. I really don't want to go into a hospital to make a video. It's not far out of my way. It's just 200 feet from the Beacon Wall, 70 meters or less. But I just, I try to stay out of the politics of the Philippines. It's not a good thing to be in the Philippines politics, but I don't know that I'll make a video about that. I might make a note in my next show. After I'll go to the hospital and take a look. Probably won't make a video. I'll just say that I'll give you my opinion as to whether or not the hospitals are busy or not. So make our country great. Whoa. My screws fell. I had a box of screws up on a shelf. A high roller super chat. Yeah, baby. Thank you, Warren. And, of course, I could show a new mask, a different mask. Where's that other mask? Okay. This is for a high roller super chat. Now, in case you missed my other mask, you'll have to go through. This mask here, this is a 24/7 all-weather mask, okay? Now, there's 2 things that are good about this mask. And you could use it in different ways. This is a high roll super chat. Thank you. Instead of banging the pot. We get the pot for Merry Christmas. Okay. This mask here is a 10-liter bottle, as always. Unless you have a really small fucking head, then you could use a 2-liter bottle. Then what you do is you take this, you can open this up. You open this up, use a surgical scissors. You open this up like this, right? In the back. Now, this one could be used with where'd it go? With or without your toupee. So what we're going to do for the showmanship part of this show, we're going all in with this all-purpose mask. All right, we're going to put a toupee on my head, because I try to incorporate as many things as possible in my show. Let's say you have a problem with thinning or balding hair, or your hair is all gray, okay, and your hairline is just north of your ears. If that's the case, then what you want to do is you want to get a mop, use it for a few times. You want to use the mop a couple of times. If you have a nice dirty floor like I got, you could use it just once. But this has been used multiple times. You get that mop, you clean it, of course, before you put it on your head. Okay, you get that mop and you put it on your head like that, right? And we're going to do an all-purpose, all-weather mask. Could be used in snow, sleet, rain, hail, and wind, especially wind. Okay, then you got this 10-liter bottle. Now, if you're a hat person, you got to put the hat on first, because this one, the hat will blow off. If you put it on top, the hat will blow off, the fedora. But if you put the hat on first, like that, now this is what we call in the 60s and 70s cooking with jelly. Now, and this is for a high roller, $10 super chat that Warren blew. Nomad Patriot blew the analytics page off. Scott Del Fuego, Jack Thompson blew the analytics page off. Merry Christmas and that other Truth Vids, the super chat window off. I can't see where it goes. Remind me of the number 44. I made a revelation. I have an epiphany about the number 44. Okay, so this is an all-purpose 24/7 because it has a water tank at the bottom of the mask. So your moisture is recycled, like in the movie Dune, when they had on the deserts, that the water was recycled into the suit. Well, I invented the poor man's version of the Dune suit, because it's just a mask. So any dribble, spittle, or what they call in the Philippines laway is spit, any kind of, you have laway, and also you have, well, it is possible to also, besides laway, which is spittle or spit or saliva, it's possible to have they have a word for it here. I forget the name of the other stuff. Itole. It's earwax. In case any earwax falls out of your ear, the earwax will mix into the water supply at the bottom of the mask, and it'll be a little bitter, but I think because of the bitterness, it will kill the germs. And then that's the best. So this one now, and also if it fills up or you just want to refresh, you could just open up the bottom and take the bottom off. So this is a 24/7 all-purpose mask that stores your bodily fluids in the bottom of the mask in a tank, and you can just pull this. You need the handle on here to get that on your head. With the hat, without the hat, it goes on pretty easy, but with the hat, okay. So you can see the benefit of the handle, right? The handle made it come down like that. This is an all-purpose 24/7 all-weather, all-purpose 24/7 with a reservoir. With a reservoir like they have on Dune. This one is for Warren Hunt for most generous super chats. And I hope you can fucking hear me. Okay, so this is now also any water that goes over the top, the mop. On both sides, you want to get the mop over your ears so you don't get water in your ears. And, the name of the earwax is Atole, A-T-O-L-A, Atole. So you have laway, which is saliva, and Atole, and spittle in the bottom of the mask. So get the handle like on make believe. You can make believe you're a jet fighter pilot. Pull that handle down like that. I'm ready. Okay, Maverick, are you good to go? Good to go. Good to go. Okay, so here you go. This is guaranteed waterproof, 100% guaranteed. So here we are. So we're in the city, right? It's raining, right? Make sure you get that bad boy down. Pull it down like that. You could adjust it up or down. And this one guarantees you no water in the eyes, no crocodile tears, no water ears. Okay? This is what you want. This is what you want to go to the city with on a rainy day, or a snowy day, or sleet or hail. And remember, when this reservoir gets filled up, you can just purge it like this. And then you fill it back up again. You can take the purged water and put it in your water bottle, because you know and I know that bitter atolite or earwax will give you, at a minimum, it'll make the water bitter. It might kill the germs, but it'll definitely change the flavor. No doubt about that. So this is something else. Things I Know by Michael Fazio. How to make a proper. My mop got caught in my spectacles. I think I'm making a spectacle. Yeah, baby. I'm like Jethro Tull. Spectacles. All right. And then when you take your all-purpose mask off, you can put your wet mop on your shoulders. Save 50 pesos for those cheap little rags like this that they sell in the city. They sell these little red hand towels. You don't need a hand towel. Your mop will double as a 50 peso hand towel. This show is about making you money, making me money, and this show is about Things I Know by Michael Fazio. And of course, the number one thing that you should know that I know is what Jesus said. Jesus said, it's in the red letters in the King James Bible. Jesus said, it is better for you to give me money than for me to give you money, or anybody else for that matter. That's words. Jesus said. I didn't say it. Just like in my last show, Jesus and his alter ego had stuff to say about certain kinds of people, more specific. Liars, cheaters, frauds, and scoundrels. Jesus was all over those topics a few days ago. But if you look up my show, you see the word Jesus. That's the show you want to go if you want to know things. All right, so let me gather my belongings. Unfortunately, with these all-purpose masks, they take everything with them. They took the mop, they took my glasses, they took my day rag. Okay, so thank you, Warren. All right, so let me get back over. And of course, when you're done doing the show, you take the mop, you just drop it on the floor, move it around with your foot, and then the floor is clean too. This show is not just for comedy, not just for political bending, not just for information. This is not just an info show. This show is multifaceted. Thank you, Warren. Bill Gates wants to protect us from a virus when his operating system wasn't protected from viruses. That's true. Okay, so peekaboo. Well, we've all heard of people being legally blind. Well, my goal in 2020, what happens if you are found to be legally blind? Illegally blind. You know what I need to do? I need to get that 50 peso towel And I need to clean these. I don't know how it happened, but my glass is fogged up. Hold on. Well, we've all heard of people that were. We've all heard of people being legally blind. Well, my goal in 2020, what happens if you are found to be illegally blind? I'm hoping there's more to that. Yes, don't believe in Republican and Democrats. They're all controlled by puppets like the Rothschilds, etc. That's true. Merry Christmas. It is true. Thank you. All right. We got a lot of comments. All right. Okay, Merry Christmas. Said another super chat by Merry. What happens if you don't take it? Do you think the Philippines is safer? Yes, I don't wear a mask. It's propaganda. Well, right now they're not talking about the vaccination or vaccines in the Philippines so much as being mandatory. I don't read a lot of stuff in the paper. But I haven't read anything about that. So that I can't tell you about. Warren says, no, I know I don't have to dump any water on myself, but I have to show you the new versions of the mask. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about mandatory vaccinations in the Philippines. And if you want to read about the only Philippines newspaper I know that's in English is Phil, PHIL, like Phil, Philstar, STAR.com, Philstar.com. I'll write it down. That's the only paper I know that's in English about Philippines news. And I'll post that 3 times so that you can see that this paper's in English. But I'm going to tell you, it's like everything else in the Philippines. The way you have to search for an article. It could be the most important piece of news in the Philippines, and it might be 10 articles from the top. So I haven't read an American paper in 40 years, so I don't know how they do it now in America. Oh boy, Warren would. Okay, so there's your. Wow. Okay, so Warren, I was correct when I told you 2 weeks ago to buy food. Am I right about that? Unfortunately, um, I have a video that I'm going to send you, a special video. Wow, Warren just put probably the most important piece of information I've ever seen on the internet up on the channel. Warren said, no, the stores have to close down and have to remain closed until the virus restrictions are lifted again. This is that good guy, bad guy, give it, take it away. This is what they're doing. That's an amazing thing. Well, I don't see Pinoy Hoy. Where do you see Pinoy? Welcome to the machine, Pinoy. Unless he's working under a different name. Okay, let me read. I'm going to read this again. Warren says, in a previous comment, the stores had to be closed down, and now he added to that, the stores have to remain closed until the virus restrictions are lifted again. They don't even give the stores time to sell their perishable goods. This is how they're screwing everybody. They could have said, you have 48 hours to sell whatever you can sell so you can get rid of your fresh meats or vegetables, but they don't want that. What they want is no food available. Holy crap. Warren. Oh, man, that's amazing. That's true. In the Philippines, Merry Christmas said, what happens if you don't take it? Do the Philippines... Oh, okay. I don't know the first part. Do you think the Philippines is safer? I don't worry about shit like that. Safer. If I lived in a big city, I would probably worry, but where I live, no. I don't. Pretty peaceful place. We'll see how that goes, but no, the community in which I live is 100 and 200 and 350 years old families. There's no problems here. Crime, as far as I know, where I live, the biggest crime I know of where I live was 5 years ago. A guy stole a chicken. I know that sounds stupid, but and also people believed he stole some small hand tools off a job, like a pair of pliers, cutting pliers, and possibly a hammer. But the way these guys work, they just throw their tools down anywhere, and they were working in sand, so it'd be easy for a hammer or a pair of pliers to get covered up. So in all probability, there was also a cell phone missing. In all probability, the guy took the cell phone, the hammer, and the pliers, or one of the three, or all three, but pretty sure that he stole it. Now it's 5 years and he doesn't work anymore. So 5 years because he stole a chicken, and that family will never hire him again, and they do a lot of work around here. The heads of the government agencies, their families do a lot of work around here. They won't hire him. A Chinese company hired him for about 5 days, about 3 months ago. So I wouldn't say there's a lot of crime where I live. People still leave their motorcycle helmets on their motorcycles, and then they go scuba diving or snorkeling in the ocean. Now it's different where I live, but I can't say what it's like in the city. So I can't answer your question. Is the Philippines safer in and of itself? Probably not. Any different than the rest of... Probably more safer than most places in the world, but we'll see. And you don't wear a mask. It's propaganda. Oh, yeah. Warren is talking to you firsthand information from a friend of ours. Our friend got caught not wearing a mask, and got a warning that if it happens again, that person will go to jail for 30 days. Was it a mask? Yeah, that's pretty much what it was, a mask. Or the person was out without the quarantine pass. One or the other. Warren would remember. It was only a third-party story. Look on your face The look, that was a big look. The third $100 super chat. Now, that was true. Warren maxed out. Warren, Nomad, all of the super chatters, and I hear these stories on YouTube from these losers that the trolls that are mad at me for making money on YouTube. Well, I mean, without naming names, I can give you a dozen people on YouTube, not a dozen, but 4 right off the top of my head that make a lot more money than I do on YouTube. And they don't put on much of a show, in my opinion. I mean, I like those people and I watch their shows. This morning, I watched an interesting show. The person who put the show on, if they're here watching, I watched the show with the motorcycle guy got off the motorcycle to collect money. We'll leave it at. I watched that show. It's a good Philippine story, but I don't make videos like that. And but that particular channel does a lot more super chat than me. No, because YouTube didn't shut down 20,000 of his subscribers. I would probably be making 10 times as much super chat, be playing with the big boys, but I really don't give a shit about that to the degree where I'm going to sit down and cry about super chat. So that's something that I got off on a little bit of a tangent because I heard somebody crying again, how I don't, Michael Fazio, not by name, doesn't deserve super chat and blah, 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 blah. That is not to be YouTube's town crier. That's not a goal. Talking about goals, whatever happened to the name of the topic of this show? Where's the goals? Warren says, the look on your face when I saw the third $100 super chat. Come on, get real. Somebody, 3 $100 super chats all in one 15-minute period. That's serious. That's a serious amount of super chat. I even took a screen, and then I'm also going to read some show notes because I'm not done. I want to talk about things that are worth having goals, and I want to talk about things that you shouldn't consider a goal-worthy state of mind. So let me go back to my live stream, and I'll show you that 3 $100 super chats. Boy, I can't believe that happened. That's the first time that ever happened. And that has nothing to do with other things. Thank you, Warren, by the way. Where is it? Where is it? I had them here somewhere. This is hard to find in my files. I got a lot of files. Real men. Yeah, that was Jesus talking. It might be around here somewhere. Jesus had a lot of shit to say, but not near as much as Jesus alter ego. Jesus alter ego was slamming people the other day. He was freaking slamming. You want to watch a good show? You go to my Jesus show. Jesus speaks about liars. That's one of my good shows. I'll give you the title. I'm coming up to the title right now. He had a lot to say about what a real man is and what a real man is not. Jesus had a lot of shit to say the other day. Jesus defining a not so much real man and the man gack. So if you Google on my channel man gack, MANGAK, you should come right to that video. Where is that video? Why can't I find that? Maybe it's on another. It might be on a different page. Yeah, it is. Okay. Sorry, I can't find it. Yeah, there were three $100 super chats on the board at the same time, and then Nomad Patriot topped it off with a $50 super chat. Not kidding. It was a serious amount of super chat, and there was a lot more super chat from Scott, Merry Christmas. I'm still looking for that picture. These are just some. I'm not going to read these notes. You'll have to go through the video, but Philippines blog attacks update. Could it be in that one? It might have been there. I got a lot of pages here. Let me tell you. Some of this stuff is governmental work, and some of it's local authorities work. Okay, yeah, no, it's not here. Okay, I'm going to go back to the show. All right, so I don't see Pinoy Ahoy. Okay, the look on your face when the three $100 super chats all next to each other, and then Nomad Patriot throws a 50 on the end of that. And I was amazing. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming to the show. Thank you for being part of the show. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I did send out some personal messages. I hope I got everybody. I got everybody whose email I had. Merry Christmas. That's right. Mr. Trump promised the wall. No wall. That'll come back up. Right, Mr. Trump? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What? Come on over here, Mr. What? You're going to build a wall? Oh, yeah. Right after I give everybody the vaccine, I'm going to build a wall. I fooled you. I don't know what I'll do to trump the stump next time, but I'm going to think of something that'll trump the stump next time. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, baby. You didn't build the wall. Mike Pence, right. Pence, that's right. Thank you. Thank you. Make our country great again. Thank you. Warren, yeah, that, you know what? Until just now, I didn't think about it much, but I could not remember that guy. I don't like him. It's something that, I don't know why I don't like him. I mean, he's vice president, but I don't like Trump either. And I never liked Trump. I have my personal reasons why I don't like Trump, but I never liked Trump. He was a better choice than Clinton. He's a better choice than Biddle. What's that guy's name? The Bidet? Joe Bidet? Biden. Joe Biden. He's a better choice than Joe Biden, but he's your only choice. You're not going anywhere unless Trump. I mean, America will just start, the collapse of America will just be instantaneous. Trump might try to keep it a little civil. I doubt it, but the possibility exists. But he never built the wall. He never prosecuted Clinton. He never prosecuted Mr. Obama. He never went after that thing with the pizza parlors, Pizzagate, I think it was. He never went after Anthony Weiner or Huma Abedin. He never went after the 33,000 classified, and he never gave a full pardon to Julian Assange. A lot of people believe he should have did that. So Trump is not on your side. He just makes it look like he's on your side, but he doesn't give a flying shit about you. Just don't make any mistake about that. Farting with Mom, says Warren, is a classic Michael Fazio video. That is classic. Thank you, Warren. My mom, boy, I gotta tell you, my mom could now I everybody passes gas, fluctuation, whatever that's called. Everybody passes gas. I mean, my dad would rip one, and you would say, "Oh my God," you know. And sometimes, because he took a lot of medicine for his diabetes, um, the medicine made him pass a lot of gas. But sometimes they would be like harsh, you know. And we would be sitting. This goes back even when I was a kid. But you know, when I would go over to my dad's house and have dinner with them, we'd sit around the kitchen table. But when dad passed gas, he'd let everybody know. He was proud of that. But mom, she had really good eyes and good hearing. She could sit on the couch, which I would say was 24 feet from the television, and you wouldn't hear a thing. She'd clear out the whole room. The room was 12 feet wide and 24 feet long. She'd clear out the room. I'm not kidding you. I don't know how, and it only happened on a rare occasion. But when mom let one go, like a lady, she didn't let anybody know about it. Didn't say a word. Didn't smile. Never stopped knitting. If it was a commercial, you never knew when mom was going to drop one, but she could clear the room. She could clear the room. I mean, I remember that. I remember laughing. Oh my God! You know, opening up the front door and opening up the back door, because we didn't have a fan in the living room. Opening up and then put the fan on, the HVAC on, and mom could clear the room. Vegan 777, thanks. Jesus was a great vid, says Vegan. That was a great vid. I want to look for that $300 super chat. You know what I could do? I could find the video, and then I could go through the video to that timestamp. It was around the 4-hour mark. I had it up on top of the screen, but right now I have 23 windows open. I've been doing a lot of research. I don't need this one open. This is one of those. All right. Manny Skywatch, we'll leave that open. There's a good video. I didn't post it to my page, and it's by Rebecca Zung. It's called How Do Narcissists Sleep at Night? It's a YouTube video. I'm not going to turn that on, but I will tell you, she's a lawyer, number one. She's really smart, number two. But she puts out 2 or 3 videos a week. She also runs a program on how to deal with narcissists. She put out a good video called How Do Narcissists. After the 5-minute mark, just shut it off. There's nothing to say, nothing at all to say after the 5-minute mark. And there's nothing on any of her videos until the 65 or 72nd minute mark. The first 65 seconds. Now that's 3 times I shut that damn video off. 3 times. This is what Google is doing. They're not shutting down Windows. Even when you push the button, that video stopped 3 times and it still went back on. And just in case you're wondering what that video was, it was the freedom of not caring what a narcissist thinks. That video, I do believe I created a playlist on my home page for it. I do believe. Now, that video is by Dr. Les Carter. I'll tell you right now if I posted that. I think I made a playlist for that, actually. No, I did not. But I could. I think I will. All right, so let me go close that down. Anyway, the name of the video is The Freedom of Not Caring What a Narcissist So I've been watching some videos on narcissists, especially Rebecca Zung, but the video I gave you the name of a few minutes ago, don't even start her videos till the 1 minute mark. And on the video that I gave you the name of, do not waste your time after the 5 minute mark. She only talks about 2 pieces of information. After that, it's all commercial. It's not normal what she did this week, but she did that. And how this and how what that is. She sells books. She sells psychotherapy. She's a lawyer. She specializes in divorce lawyers, divorce cases, especially for some reason if you're married to a narcissist. So that's her advertisement in most of her videos. All right, that's not it. How do narcissists sleep at night? Yeah, that one you just need to start it at the middle, at the 1 minute mark, and shut it off at the 5 minute mark. And let me go over here. Let me see if I can find that. $3 $100. Yeah, here it is right here. I got it. I want to show you what 3 $100 super chats look like on one page, and then add a 50 to that, baby. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, that was some trippy shit, Warren. And thank you. And then that was not all. It was a very special day at the other place too. Thank you. And that was an amazing day. So what are your goals? I mean, does anybody have an accomplishment? Like one of my greatest accomplishments on YouTube was to earn 47,000 pesos whilst I got a haircut on YouTube. So while I was on YouTube getting a haircut, I earned 47,500 pesos. I think that's a big accomplishment. I'll go through a few of my accomplishments. Another accomplishment, as I said before, I sewed up my bag. But one reason I sewed up my bag was because the guy who sewed my bag, he ripped out the lining, number one. He ripped out the whole entire lining. Number two, he said 50 pesos, then doubled the price. Number three, I had to go back 5 times to the store. And number four, the work the guy didn't last 2 months. When I sew something, it stays sewed. All right. Here's the other man. Trash to Cash. He was also a big super chatter on my page. Trash to Cash. All right. And we are getting down to that part of the video where the super chats came in. Here, is that it? This is just one. Let's see what this one holds. Okay, so we're getting down to the part where I want to just show you what it looks like to get 3 $100 super chats. But my face, that's what Warren said. Your face made it all worthwhile. That was an amazing day. All right, I'm still working on this. I'm not multi-talented, like some people are. Some people are just so damn good at YouTube, boy. Oh, God. There are people out there on the internet. When I tell you there are people out there on the internet that are just so good at they're such the voice, the fact that they have sometimes, 20 people, 21 people following them at the same time. And I even saw one of those guys with 20 people on his channel. With 20 people on his channel, I saw this guy get $1. 20 people were on his channel. He got $1. Okay, here we go. Let's go. We're there. We're at 2 $100 super chats, but we're not Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're right there. We're right close. We are moving in on those $100 super chats on the window. Okay. Let's see if we get this to play. Yeah, we got it. We're there. Almost. Two of them disappeared. Hold on a second. All right, let me just show you. Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. So here is Jesus was over here. Here they are. It took a while for it to load. Jesus and his alter ego on Jesus Speaks on the greatest liar who ever lived the life of YouTube, risking the mangak ass whooping. So let's get I could copy that. All right. And then we're going to show you I'm going to get the link for this right now. Now, those of you who haven't seen this show, I suggest you put this on while you may be taking a bath. LaRue Seagrass she likes to wear this stuff, watch this stuff when she's cooking, doing ironing, cleaning, stuff like that. So let me post this on my channel. But let me show you the super chat here. It's stupid super chat. I mean, it's just stupid. So there's a 50, 100, another 100, and if you go like this, another 100. So you got 50, 100 from 50 from Nomad Patriot, 100 from 100 from Warren, and another 100 from Nomad Patriot. That's what $350 grouped up. Let's call it a nice grouping. Yeah, let's just call it like when you play darts. This is what $350 in super chat looks like. Just call it a nice grouping. Nomad Patriot started it off with a 50. Warren hits me with 100, rocks my world. Sends me another 100, completely discombobulates me. Oh, wait, we're missing one. Oh, my God, we are missing one. It disappeared. Here it is right here. No? Now, Nomad Patriot gave me $100 too, you know. There it is. Okay, so it didn't fit all four. Holy shit, that's $400. No, 3. Okay. Nomad hits me with 100. Warren comes in with 100. Nice grouping. Nice grouping. Warren comes in with another 100. That's the one that dazzled the eyes. And then Nomad hits me with a 50. Nice grouping. 50, 100, 100. Bring it over. 50. Thank you very much. And that's at the 3-minute and 37-minute mark. So I'll post the mark and the timestamp. I'll post that. Let me post it at 03. 0337. 033700. At 033700, Jesus Speaks, the greatest liar who ever lived the life of YouTube, and risking the mangak ass whooping. And here's the title of the video and the link. I should have copied that down. LaRue Seagrass, welcome to the show. I'm going to have to go down to the bottom. This thing is freezing up on me. Just give me a moment. And we have a new person here. Thank you for stopping by. Oh. Okay, I'm going to post the link and the name of the video again. And if you want, in case you want to see what $350 in a grouping of Super Chat, I was very proud of that. It was not a goal, but it was an accomplishment. So if you don't have any goals when you wake up in the morning and you haven't accomplished anything, let's say the last 25 years of your life, why bother? I mean, why don't you just get a horse and ride off into the sunset? Get a bag of golf clubs and play golf by yourself. Just go fetch your own balls. Write a book about your, not everybody can write a book about their accomplishments. Maybe you could, if you've never made any accomplishments, maybe you could write a book about things that could have gone better, or things that you could have done to make your life better, or things that you wish you would have did, things that you certainly know that you shouldn't have done, things that you did that you regret. I mean, you could write a book about anything. There's a guy out there that'll read almost anything, or watch anything. There's people out there that'll watch or read anything. Who knows, maybe you could write a book if you have no goals now, no ambitions, and no accolades to add to your past, and no future goals. Maybe you could write a book on what it feels like to not have what some people would consider an accomplished life, and then tell the people why you don't think you have lived up to your full expectations in life. And maybe it'll be a bestseller. Who knows the kind of shit that people read? They watch me on YouTube. Anything is possible. So, not only do they watch me on YouTube, but they give me money to do stupid shit. God bless you all. Okay, so the stores were given 3 days. Well, at least they gave them 3 days to get rid of their perishables. But people that have a store with a freezer, going to cost them big money to keep the freezers going, and they got to have security. It's sad what they're doing. I told you this shit was happening. And if you read my message to you and my personal friends, I would suggest you all get right with that program that I talked to you about in my emails. I suggest you read them, and just a suggestion. You know what they say, just in case. Scott says they want us not alive and not healthy. That's true. I wish we could have got you out of Australia. I really wish that happened. But given the circumstances in the last 2 weeks, with you working with the authorities in Australia, you wouldn't have been able to do that. So, in a way, they needed your assistance. Jack Thompson is in the effing house, baby. Jack, you missed my all-weather face mask, but I can show you. I could show it to you anyway. Well, first of all, I'll show everybody. This is an all-weather, all-purpose winter, summer, rain, snow, sleet, or anything in between face mask. It can be worn if your hairline is just north of your ears and you have a toupee, you can wear your toupee under the face mask, or if you don't have a toupee, you're living in the Philippines and I don't know if they make toupees in the Philippines. I don't know if I guess they do. They sell Philippines hair. But you could use a mop. Okay, so it could be like the Lone Ranger, or like what we call the bug face. You could use a nice dirty mop because it gives it color. And also you wet it down a little bit. So you could use this mop on your head as a kind of like a toupee. All right. If it's wet, it also keeps you cool. The all-purpose, all-weather face mask, multi-functional, could have a hat on, too, with the multi-purpose. Now, Jack, in case you weren't here, what you do is this goes on the back of your head. This part goes on the back of your head. In the front, it has a handle like a fighter jet where you can pull the face mask down over the hat and over the toupee, or in my case, the mop. So that the handle comes in handy. On the bottom of this all-purpose face mask is a clean out for you. And if you have a lot of spittle, or what we call lawai, saliva, or if you have earwax that falls out of your ear, inside the face mask, that's called atelier in Visaya. Atelier. If you have atelier that falls out of your ear and the mop doesn't catch it, it'll fall down into this reservoir down here. And when it falls down into the reservoir, it'll mix in with the spittle and give it flavor and kill the bacteria. Possibly. I wouldn't bet on that, but it's something that I think. Not, I wouldn't put it in the book, Things I Know by Mike Fazio, but I might put it, I think that it'll kill the germs. Don't quote me on that. All right, so now, Jack, you put this face mask on like this, right? I'm going to have trouble. Yeah, but no. You put you got the thing on, right? Now, your head don't fit in there right away. It don't go right in. That's why you have a handle. That's why the handle is, you keep the handle on the bucket. I can't get this on my head, but if I put it in front of me and if I hold the back down like that, I grab a chunk of the back and I put it on my head, I could pull this bad boy down over my head like that. Okay, now if it rains, snow, sleet, heavy wind, sandstorm, anything, this is good. Okay, but the big benefit of this is if it rains, 100%, your hat stays dry, your hat, your glasses, and the inside of your ears, like this. See, you could just pour water on anywhere, and it goes right off the front. Rolls right down the front of your mask like a duck's ass. It's like a double duck's ass. A double duck's ass, not just a duck's ass, a double duck's ass. That's what it's like. The big problem with this mask that I've been noticing is that when you take it off, it takes everything off your head with it. So if your toupee is covering up your hairline that's just north of your ears, your toupee is coming off too. Your hat, typically your hat gets stuck in there. You could just hold the handle like that, pull the hat out, because it's going to want to fight you for the hat. I know that because I did that before. Now, the toupee, when you take the all-weather mask off, you put the toupee around your shoulders like this, because it's wet from the lawai or spittle lawaya, spittle, or saliva in Visaya, and no attic lung. No earwax fell out and mixed in with the moisture. You put that on your shoulders, it keeps you cool. You get your glasses back on. That's the problem with the all-purpose hat. When you remove it, it takes everything with it. But there's always going to be setbacks. You got to remember, life's a bitch. And then you meet somebody like Warren Hunt. And that goes right back to my friend, the Shish, who had that poster up as you walked in his door with the train. I'll never forget this poster. I gotta tell you, there's only just a few people I would never make my real name, and the Shish is one of them. Even the Shish is probably now 72 or 73 years old. The Shish is probably still a man to be reckoned with. So anyway, the poster over the this reminds me of Warren Hunt and what Warren Hunt is going through with the authorities in Australia right now. Either is you walk in this guy's door, right? And it's not there anymore, the door, but used to be when things were the way things were, when things were like that way. And so there's a train, a fucking, like a picture of an old locomotive, a black locomotive, and it's on an angle. Not it's the picture that he has over the, and underneath the train is a flower box. I'll tell you about the flower box in a little while. Maybe I won't. But anyway, on the train is 309, the number 309. And on the placard of the train, it says, why worry? And it tells you, why worry? Either things are going to get better or they're going to get worse. And it goes through this whole litany of shit that could happen. And if you worry about it happening and it happens, then you wasted all that time worrying. And if it doesn't happen, then you wasted all that time worrying for nothing. And then at the end, it goes through this whole litany of possibilities. Either things are going to get better or they're going to get worse. So by meeting Warren Hunt, I could tell you things could go either way. For me, I enjoy all of the friends I have made that I talk with on Skype and send emails to and on phone calls. And I share private videos with them and what I do in the privacy of my own personal realm, which isn't much lately, but they get it all. They get it all. And also I've made friends. And although some people say, YouTube friend, yeah, okay. All right, well, if there are some people that have made friends on YouTube, there are some people that got together on a dating site, ended up being with the woman for the rest of their lives. That's not YouTube exactly, but it's 1,000 times worse than YouTube, because most people on those dating sites have these stories that are unbelievable. But either way, I'm cool enough now. I could take off my toupee. And but also, if you have a toupee and your hairline is, see, my hairline, it's back quite a bit since high school. You could see this right here. I'll show it to you. All right. So this picture was taken in 1995. You could see my hairline at the time is back, right? There's a little, but if you look at my hairline right now, I'm going to take my hand and if you look at my hairline right now, it's not back that much, right? About 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16. Okay. That's good genes. Good genes. And if you don't have good genes, there's no way of knowing if you have good genes or not good genes. But if you don't have good genes and you can't find a toupee, what I always suggest is a regular house mop, just a regular house mop, the kind that they clamp down in the middle. But not so much oil on the floor, but you want to get a lot of dust, and you want to get maybe around where you sit at the table so you get some dander from the floor. So when you put it on and you go to an event, the people can see the dander and little particles of dust, because you're in the Philippines. It's a very dusty place. Everybody knows this. So you put the mop on your head, and it acts like a toupee. You could probably change the color of this mop. I wouldn't, because I kind of like the two-tone. And then you put your hat on it on top of that, and you're good to go. This is all you really need here, because now you got three things going for you. Number one, you don't have to worry about somebody looking at your hairline that's north of your ears. You don't have to worry about that. Number two, it blocks the wind from either direction, kind of like a wind blocker. And number three, it's wet, keeps your head cool. And if you're worried, you know how girls, this really gets me. Girls are always going like this, right? This drives me out of my mind when a woman touches her face 6 or 7 times in a minute. I will not watch a video where a woman touches her face, her mouth, her lips, her hair, her eyes, her teeth. I will not watch that kind of a video. When you have to, every time you laugh or every time you say something, cover your mouth, I just drives me out of my mind. So that's why I suggest that people put these wigs on, and then you could put the glasses like this. And now you don't have to touch your hair anymore, because the glasses are holding your toupee out. You don't have to like that all day long. They go like this, and then they put it over their ear, and then they bring it over their other ear, and then they go like this and shake out their head. And fuck that. Do you know, this is a factoid from Michael Fazio. Do you know that the average woman in America, this is true. The average woman in America, from the time she's born to the time she dies, spends 3 years of her life looking in the mirror and fluffing with her hair, combing her hair, putting lipstick on. 3 years, 8 hours a day for 3 years. That's how much time they spend just messing with their hair. I don't watch that shit. Okay, it was no mask. That's what it was. No mask. And a friend of Warren was almost sent to jail for 30 days. However, they took that person's name, put it on a registrar in the Philippines, and promised that person, if they got caught without a mask again, they would go to jail for 30 days. Jack Thompson says real men paint their own tools. I am getting ready to mark some tools right here. This tool here, I got one coat on this as an orange. Now, especially a tool like this. Well, in the Philippines, not everybody has a Milwaukee, but especially when you're on a job site, you want to mark your batteries and your battery operated drills, because what these guys do on the job is you'll have 10 that at the time was a 10 amp Hitachi battery or a 10 amp battery in your drill, and they all have the same drill. Everybody has like a Black & Decker drill, right? But their batteries are garbage. They overcharged them, undercharged them, they got wet. They'll take your battery that's charging in the charger, and they'll give you their shit battery. So if you paint them, they don't do that. So this is and this is the best quality M18 Milwaukee 18-volt electric drill. It's a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit. Put in 3 screws 3 inches long through soft wood, and it starts to melt the armature. It's good for light duty work. It would probably be good. I don't even know what it would be good for. I would think you could put 100 1.25 sheetrock screws in with it. I think you could do 100. I wouldn't say that you could do more, because as soon as you run that thing, the motor gets hot, whether you're on the strain or not. So Milwaukee, I don't know how any of the other ones are. They might all be the same, but this thing is a piece of shit. But either way, you don't want somebody taking that battery, because to buy another battery, here in the Philippines, you have to buy the battery and the charger. That's $60. So this is getting ready to get a nice coat of yellow. That's why it's here. This is my when I built the A10A, this is a backup for my rivet set. Got rusty. I know how it got rusty too, right? And it fell prey to a $350 super chat, where everything got wet. My phone didn't get wet, but my rivet set got wet. But for $350, we're going to take a piece of Scotch cloth, and I got what is called sunburst yellow, number 66. I'll give this bad boy a nice coat, and it'll look just like new. This has not been painted in 30 years, and it was painted with a paint called Flecto, Flecto, Flecto ferrethane, which once you clean the metal properly, the flectoferrethane would go on and form like a plastic bond. And that's what I used to paint my tools with. But, well, you can't get that here in the Philippines. So forget that. So I don't even know that they still sell it. Scott says, real men can paint their tools, as they aren't worried about pretty tools. They're worried about tools not stolen. That's right. Nobody, I can't. The one good thing about when we get together, if you guys want to make a note of one of the stories that I want to tell you, is the gym, guess I could tell you he's dead now, but Jim, well, let's just call him Jimmy McGurk. Well, I won't give you his last name, but McGurk. He was an Irish guy. Remind me to tell you the story about when he stole my Sawzall and sold it to the crack dealers for $10. That was something I could not tell you on YouTube, but it was a funny story. He knew it was my shit too. He actually worked for me. He didn't come to my job and steal my tools. He worked for me and took the tool home with him, thinking that nobody would see the tool. And somehow, I don't know who it was. I don't remember who it was. Somehow someone saw him walking down the block with my Sawzall and came to my job. I wasn't at the job, and then came to my house. The job was like 4 doors away from my house. And they said, did you give Jimmy your Sawzall? And I said, no. Well, he just walked down the block with your Sawzall. I went to his house. He wasn't there. And I said, well, you know, maybe he was going to use it, cut something at his house. I mean, he worked for me for a long time. It wasn't like he didn't. And I knew him since I was 5 years old. He never stole anything from me again. But anyway, just remind me about yellow tools. I'll tell you stories about yellow tools. I won't tell you that. I had a policy. If I found a yellow tool in your box, I would do something special with it. Jack Thompson says, Warren H. says, a goal of mine is to be as manly as Scott and Jack one day. Now, that's a fucking goal. That's a goal. That's something to wake up in the morning to and say, because even though Warren has a history of greatness, 12 years as a motorcycle police officer in Australia, decorated police veteran, and more closer to this time stamp, he beat cancer when he had pretty much a 5% chance of him living through the chemotherapy. He beat that. I mean, an accomplishment. And he beat that because he had a few friends, not me, by the way, but Warren had a party recently. He went to a friend's house, and there were, if I remember correctly, 60 current former police officers of Australia gave Warren a little party, a welcome home party. I know that nobody will ever give me 60 people party again because I live in the Philippines. But I remember people throwing parties for me and me throwing parties for other people. Well, but I would venture to say that there's people out there that no one's ever thrown a party for, ever. And that's an accomplishment, to have 60 people that want to come and see you. And at the party, they all played. They were his friends from the police department and friends from his musical past, when they all played instruments and jammed and did all that other kind of good shit. That's an accomplishment, to have 60 people come to say hello to you and welcome you home from the hospital. That's the kind of thing that you could be proud of. You could look back. I asked Warren if he had any video about that. You know, he didn't even take a video. He said he was going to ask somebody for a video, but I don't know that he ever got one. But that's quite an accomplishment. So for Warren wanting to be more like Jack and more like Scott, if you look at what Jack and Scott have accomplished, that's another goal. Warren wants to continue growing with goals. You have people out there that are fucking absolutely have nothing worthwhile talking about. And that in and of itself is an accomplishment, because now you could write a book about all the mistakes that you made in life, all of them. I mean, if you got time and if you got a nice place to live and, you know, you feel comfortable where you are, and if you have a computer or like one of those, you don't even have to have a computer. You can have one of those notebooks. They'll hold some of these new ones. They'll hold a book. You know, it doesn't have to be a 100, 200, 300 page book. It could just be a book like, man, did I screw up? And that could be the name of the book. Did I screw up? And then you put a question mark after that. You make it a question, because maybe you think you did, or maybe you think you didn't, but it's a good start. Did I screw up? And then you tell people what you did or what you didn't do or what you should have do, what you want to do. I mean, abilities are endless. With accomplishments, without accomplishments, you can still accomplish something. You can tell the world why you don't think you were successful or what you could have done to become more successful. That's an accomplishment. Then you wrote a book and have it, published. Jack Thompson says, hell no, Warren, I'm only half the man you were. That's right. Hello, Vegan777. Jesus was a great vid. Thank you. Jesus talks, people listen. Jesus. I had a fella. I like the man who sent me the message. You guys can tell me what you think about this message. Me personally, I think he was trying to help me with some good advice, but he didn't think that Jesus's alter ego was good. I laughed at the message. It was kind of like, I don't know if he was serious. I think he was. But he's going, Jesus wouldn't talk like that. And I'm going, yeah, he would. And he did. It's called when Jesus threw the money changers out of the Pharisees, turned over the tables, the money changers. Jesus got pissed off just like everybody else. So that day, Jesus was pissed off. Scott says, Scott is fucking with it. I'm going for a pedicure and a manicure. I'm totally metrosexual. While I'm getting my nails painted, Warren H. is busy kicking cancer's ass. I pale in comparison. Man, that was quite an accomplishment, Warren. I'm glad that we were all there to watch it happen. You know how many people that not on YouTube? I remember when Warren got out of the hospital, he said there were 1,300 emails that he hadn't answered about people congratulating him, wishing him well, stuff like that. 1,300 emails. That's a lot of emails from a lot of people saying, get well, good to see that you got well. God, good to see that everything is working out. Hope things stay the same. 1,300 people. That's a lot of mail. I remember that. Warren says a clear nail coat is okay, but add color and I'll be worried. Yesterday, a boy, not yet, okay, at a certain, I got to tell you. Anyway, a boy came by the house yesterday, and a young man. Well, in the Philippines is different. I mean, he had purple nail polish on. I always knew him as one of the local kids. I don't know what that was about. Maybe his sister was playing with nail polish or his mother, but yeah, putting color on it. I didn't say anything. It's not my business. And I've known him he's 14, I guess, maybe 15. So I've known him since he's a little kid. One of the kids that were on, anyway, I've known him for a long time. But when he put his hand out, I looked and he had bright purple nail polish on. I guess that's how it is here in the Philippines. Nobody really frowns on that, and there's a lot of people in my neighborhood that let's put it. There's a lot of people in my neighborhood. Nobody cares if someone is straight, gay, bisexual, or transsexual. You'll never hear anybody ever say anything about another person's gender or orientation. Not in the Philippines in general. You just won't hear that shit. But to see that boy wearing purple nail polish, I don't know if it was somebody playing, let me paint your fingernails. His sister could have been practicing for all I know. But I didn't ask about it. But yeah, if Scott puts on purple nail polish and sends me a video, I'm going to probably ask him a few questions. LaRue Segrest is in the house. Welcome. Good morning, LaRue Segrest. So thank you for stopping by. Now, LaRue has a channel, and she does Philippines vlogging, and she speaks English, and she speaks a lot faster than I do. So Jack Thompson and LaRue have a very special friendship, as do most of the people on my channel. We have gotten to know each other. That's why, even though there's just a small group of people here, being that we have a lockdown, you got to keep busy. And I told you what I did yesterday, right? I sewed, after I did my live stream yesterday, I sewed. Let me show you what I did. I'll show it to you. I'm very proud of this. Okay. So I only got, up, there goes the 24-hour all-purpose face mask on the floor. Oh my God, I'll get germs on it now. Huh? All right, so. I started sewing. Okay, so I bought Velcro strips. And one is the Velcro and one is the cotton, you know. And I'm going to put it on the bottom of my pockets. So I sewed this on. It's not pretty, but it holds it closed, okay? And the reason for that is because in this pocket, I keep about 250 pesos in this pocket. And when you're sitting on the bus, sometimes if the pocket is open, the coins can fall out. So I have this pair of pants, one more pocket on the left side with the Velcro, and then I also have to put a piece on this side. So I did. I'm very proud of this because if I bought all the sewing needles for this a long time ago. I sewed this, so I have this pair of pants and the pair of pants I'm wearing. So I have 3.5 more pockets. But I'm also going to do the back pocket. So I have 5.5 more pockets to do. That's one. But the big thing that I did yesterday is my bag. Here's my bag. Bag. All right, I'll find it. Not that, not that, not that. I'll show you. Oh, whoa. A little slippery in here, boy. Got to tell you. A little bit slipping and sliding. Slipping and sliding. Where's that bag? Okay. The big thing I sewed yesterday was this bag. Had I not sewn it, it was in jeopardy of breaking it on any given day because I'll throw 5 kilos in this bag of foods. Meat usually is my meat, so this is the first thing that goes into the house. So this was ripped apart right here, all here. And this is one of the things that I asked the guy to fix, and he fixed it. He sewed the zipper back on. It's hard for you to see. But let me tell you what he did. Okay, so here's the zipper, and here is the frayed edge. Well, when the guy sewed this back onto my bag, he sewed on the fray, and it held for about 2 months. I mean, what the hell is the point? So what I did, hold on, I'll show you what I did. I'll show you my tools. I even went out and bought tools to do sewing. Okay, so I have 2 boxes of tools and the such. Now I have Velcro in here. The Velcro, these are little pieces of rag. If you have to double it up, I have all different sizes and colors of different, and I also have colorful pieces of cloth and they're different colors. In here, this is the man box right here. This is the man box sewing kit. Okay, so in this box, we have multiple needles. 2 different size curved needles and straight needles. Okay, so let me get rid of the bag. So you need all of those needles. You need them all to get it done. You got to get the job done. Whatever the job is, you got to get it done. Like Chris in Cebu says, it gets the job done. Okay, and then here we have the Velcro, the male and the female Velcro. So this is, I have a roll of each. This stuff is cheap. It's like 20 pesos a meter. So I have a meter of each, male and female. Then we go into sewing. Whoop. Now we're talking manly shit. So this is the one you sew the zipper with, this fine nylon thread. You could break 1 strand with your hand. 2 strands is possible, but it digs into your finger a little bit. And this comes, it's 1,500 feet on 1 roll. And I used about 100 feet yesterday at least. So this is 1,500 feet. It costs exactly $1 for 1,500 feet. This is a thin grade nylon. You can see how thin it is. This stuff here, now we're moving into strap territory. This is for the strap. You take this, this is a sewing needle that I sew the shoes with. And this is a cord. It's as thick, the cord of this black cord is as thick as this white cord right here. Okay, this stuff, if you pulled it apart with your hands, I don't think it would break so easy. Unless your hands were calloused. I think it would go through your skin before. It's very strong. This is only about 850 feet. This is $1.20. The needle is 11 peso cents for the needle. And what you use this needle for is for this size thread. I did this yesterday too. Well, okay, this is not, you could, if you were strong enough, you could probably push the needle through your sneakers like this. However, I have a drill bit that I put on the electric drill, and I drill holes through the rubber up into the shoe. Now, what happened was I was doing construction work. This is an old pair of shoes that I have. And I don't know, my shoe hung up on a rock. And it ripped the whole entire bottom of the shoe off. Everything just came right off. So you drill a hole through here, and the big needle is what you use to push the thread through. And I go through double. Now, Daisy did a pair of these for me 2 years ago, and the thread didn't rip anywhere. But you don't have to worry about it ripping, because if it rips, you just go back 1 notch and tie it off. So I finished this. There was a pair of these. I did both of them. Only one was ripped. But it was the whole, I was walking on concrete, and the whole bottom, right, you could see it right here. It broke. There was a piece here, broke the bottom of the shoe, and the whole shoe separated from the sole. So there's nothing wrong with the sole, and there's nothing wrong with the shoe. So I fixed that. So also inside this box, I have stretchy stuff for elastic. All right. And there's 3 different sizes that I have. And this stuff you could put in, if you have a hat, or a band that you want to make underneath your strap, like a chin strap. I'm going to need this when I modify the the masks, the modification. I got it in black, and I got it in white and black. And then I got some other stuff in here. I got blue thread, white thread, dark blue thread, and you got to have safety pins. If you're going to do sewing, you got to have safety pins. I got a couple of bags of those. And then also, I got small needles for fine stuff. Because right now, telling you right now, I went to the stores to get my stuff sewed by people in the sewing shop, and the local sewing shop is 100% closed. It's gone, and there is now a hair cutting place. And the 3 sewing shops in the city are closed. So if I didn't have some kind of sewing goods when I went on Thursday, that was another thing I bought at the BQ Mall. Both the BQ Mall, well, both malls have a fabric store. Both malls have a fabric store. Both malls have all different size threads and the curved needles. You need the curved needle to do this bag, though. You can't do it without the curved needle. You could, but it takes a long time. But only one place is a fishing supply store. It's about 400 feet from the BQ Mall. Only one place has this green cord, and you could buy it by the meter for 3 pesos per meter. Now, they used to sell a roll of it, which was 50 meters for $1, but they don't sell that roll anymore, or they're out of stock. Everything is out of stock. So that was what I did yesterday. I did that all day. And with that big needle, you can go, I did the strap. Now this side here was in jeopardy of coming apart, but now you could probably put 50 pounds on this side of the strap. It's a little ugly, but I made it like that. It's pink. It's the front of my bag when I'm walking. Okay. It's like a safety. I have pink shirts. I use them for safety. I wear a pink shirt. Sometimes I wear the vest on top of the pink shirt. If I'm going to be doing a lot of walking in the city, I either wear my pink shirt and my vest, or my top and my yellow vest. But I always bring my vest if I'm going to. 90% of the time I'm in the city, I have a yellow vest on if I'm walking around. I don't always put it in the video. So I did this, got sewed up. This whole bag was absolutely useless. It was the bag part, the zipper part of the bag had fallen down all the way down to the bottom. It was just hanging off. The guy sewed it up, did a shitty job, and it was hanging down like this off the bag. And then the gut of the bag, the lining, in order for him to sew the top zipper, he just ripped the lining out. So we won't be going back to him. There was a couple other sewing jobs. I used a couple of meters of green stuff here. I brought it back down into the heart of the bag with the green stuff. Where this metal clip was, it was wearing out. You could see it's a little frayed right here. It's just, there's nothing holding it. There was virtually nothing holding my bag together. And I keep a lot of stuff in the bag, like nothing important, but I'll have at any one time somewhere between 5 and 8 kilos of the heaviest stuff. The seats, typically I'll buy 3 or 4 kilos of pork, and that fits in this bag. And then I may buy 2 kilos of a different kind of meat, sometimes hamburger. Not recently, but this is just, so it will hold 7 kilos, no problem. But with the bag the way it was, it needed sewing. And there's no sewing shops are open because people are not spending money on sewing. They're doing it themselves. So who's better than me than to sew my stuff at my leisure? Plus, it never stopped raining yesterday. Well, it stopped raining for about 5 minutes. It stopped raining. And I got to tell you, it was an interesting afternoon. In 5 minutes, everybody came out and was talking and chit-chatting in front of the house. There was a lot of laughing going on yesterday. Vegan 777. I never got to know others in Rabbi Jew Barker's days, but still watch the videos from time to time. Thank you very much, Vegan 777. Thank you for the little shout out there. A man should know how to sew. Oh, definitely. Oh, God, yeah. I mean, especially now. Oh, God. The belt I'm wearing, the belt could burst at any time, and then I have to sew it. I have to have heavy thread. My belt is in jeopardy. Do you know that my belt is so tight? And I gained a couple of pounds since the lockdown started, but my belt is so tight that if it was much tighter, if I could arrange it in a different, I could use it like a compound bow and arrow. That's how tight my belt is. It's at the last notch, and if it breaks, I'm going to need something to sew it together with, right? So a man has got to sew, and a man should know how to sew anyway. I learned how to sew as a man when I was a man. My mother taught us how to knit and how to sew. My dad had no problem sewing his own buttons on his shirts when we were on the tugboat. There was always a sewing kit on the tugboat, and the men sewed their own gear because something would a shirt button would pop off, or a belt button, the men had. They had an entire kitchen, they had an entire bathroom, they had pretty good first aid of full settles, but a man should know how to sew. Agree. My mom taught me sewing at a very young age. Then, thank you. And then when I went into high school, I had home economics from in the 4th and 5th and 6th grade. They taught us how to sew and cook and how to clean dishes. And I'm not kidding you. We had in PS, well, I won't tell you that. And in our school, we had an entire room that was wasn't a single room. It was probably a double room, 75 feet long. And in that room had multiple stoves, kitchens, sinks, sets of dishes, kitchen cabinets, and tables. And they taught us what was called home economics. And everybody learned how to bake a cake. And we really baked cakes in home ec, and the cakes that we baked were given to the classrooms, not just our 4th, 5th, and 6th grade classes, but they were given to all the kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all different grades. So the teachers kept a list. So every time we baked a cake or cooked something, it would go to the people in the school. So I learned home economics as a child from my mother. I learned it in school. And then I went to aviation high school, and they taught us how to really sew, how to do wood dope and fabric. And I have those needles, believe it or not. The needles that I have from the 1960s and 70s are way better than these needles, but they're in a box, in a box, in a box, in a box, and I haven't seen them since I left New York. But I have all of those needles that I have in shiny that you saw chrome plated in gun steel, aircraft grade gun steel sewing needles. So they would have come in handy, but I didn't need them for 11 pesos. I just bought 11 pesos for the sewing kit and 11 pesos for the big needle. LaRue says, yes, Warren Hunt, men should know what if you are single or no woman at home. That's right. You got to, like Chris and Cebu says, you got to get the job. It gets the job done. And that's an important thing, getting the job done. Jack, that's funny because not a lot of people could bang nails with two hammers, but I could do that. I could do that. I haven't done that in years. I haven't even thought about that. I used to bang a lot of nails, a lot. I bet you I banged, I don't know. If I said more than 500,000 nails, or probably closer to 1,000,000 nails I put in with a hammer, all different sizes. Because when I was doing the decks back in the 70s, everything was 16 penny galvanized nails. And per foot of deck needed about, when you added benches, rails, substructure, about 15 nails per square foot. And some of my decks were 100, 300, 500,000 square feet. So it would just be me and one or two other guys, and I did the nailing because these other guys would miss the wood and make nuts in the wood. I didn't like, indentations, especially if it was a cedar deck or something like that. But I probably banged 1,000,000 nails in, and I know for a fact that I've put in 3 to 4 to 5 million nails with a nail gun. I know that for a fact. I remember buying 100 boxes of nails at a time, so I'd get a discount. And it wasn't much of a discount, like $10 per box, but it was a custom steel nail order. And I'd buy 100 boxes, and each box had 2,500 nails in it. And that wouldn't last me a season. That's how many decks and docks I used to put together. A lot, a lot. I nailed everything. I nailed everything, including a couple of my customers, but they were good looking. But yeah, I nailed it. I remember working out on the deck with the nail gun, and the ladies would come out and say, "Would you like some Kool-Aid?" Yeah, babe, I'd like some Kool-Aid. Oh, that's a nice nail gun you have there, Mr. Fazio. Oh, don't worry, babe. I'll show you how that nail gun works later. And moving on. Those sneakers. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to say thank you. Warren, Scott, I know, is sleeping because he's on special work schedule, but Jack and Warren, can I call you two guys? Warren, I know you're done with your project from before, so I'll ask you if it's okay to call you. I want to say thank you to Merry Christmas, Jack, Warren, Scott, Vegan 777, LaRue, and let's see who else. Thank you for stopping by. See, Sarah Mason showed up. Thank you for stopping by, Sarah Mason. Shiny Rhythm Vlog, thank you for saying hello to LaRue. All right. I'll just leave you with one more piece of information before I go. I'm going to push this button down to the bottom. I want to show you I didn't get to all my show notes. Yeah, give me a call. Yeah, okay to call. So I'm going to make this really quick. You remember what I said, and I said this in 2015, but I said this since 2009 in my videos, and I'm not joking. Wanted to take away the $1 bill. America is dead. America is dead. Obama already. America doesn't actually exist anymore. It's the North Trade Union. That's right. So if America does not exist anymore, and in my book I said Obama would destroy America. Okay, I did say Obama would destroy America, and he came close, baby. He came close. So let's try to get this up on the screen one more time. This is Words of Wisdom by Rabbi Jew Barker in the Philippines, baby. Because he's the king of the world, and when did they take him, Mr. Obama? When did they take away the $1 bill? America is dead. When did they take away the $1 bill? America is dead. When did they take away the $1 bill? America is dead. America's. When did they take away the $1 bill? America is dead. When did they take away the $1 bill? America is dead. When did they take away the $1 bill? America is dead. America is dead. Obama already killed America. America doesn't actually exist anymore. It's the North American. Okay, so you people out there, as far as the title of this video, what are your accomplishments? What have you done to make the world a better place? I have been warning you people about most of what's going on now to my friends for 25 or 30 years, to my YouTube subscribers for 10. That video was created in 2015, but I have hundreds of videos with those words exactly the same because I put it in my book. So what are your accomplishments? If you didn't come here and put anything down, it's okay. If you have accomplishments that you just don't like to share, that's okay. If you don't have accomplishments, that's okay too. But I have things that I have been proud of. And I'm gonna make a video about some of these things one day. Not some of them. I'm gonna list about 200 things that I have done in this life that I consider great accomplishments. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna be proud of every one of those accomplishments, because when somebody accomplishes something that is above and beyond that of normal men, or what normal men could possibly think of, like buying a barge in 1988 at the age of 33 in Traverse City, Michigan, and never having gone much past the Statue of Liberty in a boat, and then buying a self-propelled barge in Traverse City, Michigan, and bringing it back to New York, 1,700 miles by myself. That's an accomplishment. You people out there have no idea how hard it was, how dangerous it is. One mistake, and that's it, game over. And not only did I bring it from Traverse City, Michigan to New York, but I brought it from New York to Miami, Florida, and then to Cat Island in the Bahamas. So you people out there, you think you got something you want to share, share it. But I'm going to make a list one day of about 200 major accomplishments in my life. And that's what I'm going to do. And I don't think there's a damn thing wrong with that. And neither will any other intelligent person. Thanks for watching. LaRue, thanks for watching. Vegan, take care. Warren and Jack, your phone call's about 7 minutes away. I'm Bing Permy from Rabbi Drew Barker in the Philippines, baby. And remember, always remember, never forget these words. Never, ever, ever forget these words, because these words are going to echo through the annals of time. Take a Mr. Obama. Wanted to take away the $1 brother. America is dead. America's over the world, and when did they take a Mr. Obama? Wanted to take away the $1 brother. America is dead. Wanted to take away the $1 brother. America is dead. Wanted to take away the $1 brother. America is dead. America wanted to take away the $1 brother. America is dead. Now that video, you can only see those kind of videos on my Patreon page. Maybe you want to think about that. I'm Bing Permy. Bye-bye, LaRue. Thank you for stopping by. Hey, wait, LaRue, one more thing. Jesus making a guest